Sarah. All day. Hell yeah.
Arm wrestling's about to take place.
Yeah.
So let's just first start off with how did the first arm break start, and where were you, and just kind of fill us in on everything.
So we, Mike Hitt and I, Kyle Blankenship, a couple other guys, we went to Michigan State, and it was going to be my second time pulling pro open, whatever you want to call it. And I had got third place at a tournament that Lincoln Munger had hosted in Kentucky. And I was like, whatever, I'll pull Michigan open and just see what happens. And I mean, I was feeling good, felt strong, went up there. I got beat by the first guy that beat me was what was his name? Ballinger. The older Ballinger. I can't think of his name.
Bill Ballinger.
Bill Ballinger. We slipped, went to the strap. He got the hit on me. I couldn't stop it. And then the next guy I pulled, it was, I don't know. I've been in that position before, but like he had hit me, my hand, he kind of got my hand out of center. And then I had made a little surge to correct. And I had cup on him, and I was like, I've been here before. I know what this pressure feels like. And I was like, I'm just going to go sideways. And when I went sideways, for whatever reason, my humerus decided it was going to leave that day, and it just snapped. And I mean, why? I'm trying to figure that out now with the surgeons and specialists, but it snapped, and it snapped loud. Like it was immediate, and everyone in that room knew that it had happened.
Now, what is the first thing that goes through your head? First off, do you feel pain? Are you?
Well, so I don't know if everybody feels this way, but it was like a loud snap, and I looked down, and I was like, oh fuck, this guy broke his arm. And I was like, oh shit, that's my arm. And I couldn't feel it. Like the connection to like from, your elbow down just isn't there. Like, so I just kind of picked my arm up, and I'm like in the video, I don't know, you may repost it or something, but in the arm break video, you see me, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, how did this just happen? Cause I wasn't like way out of center, and I surged. I had established cup about right in front of my shoulder. And when I went, it just snapped. So I don't know.
Did you turn your body? Did you because it looked like when you're showing
I think I added shoulder commitment to it to kind of add my frame into the surge, kind of just side pressure. I mean, I have side pressure, and when I added that side pressure, it just
I think broke. That's what it is, man, is the rotation, what you're moving the whole body and all.
With the hand situation. Just the hand barely outside, and just
so did you do like a surgery on it? Did they like put screws in there? What was the protocol when you went to the hospital? Okay. So
10-inch plate and 13 screws.
Wow.
Okay. So now fast forward, how does the left arm happen?
So the left arm obviously is broken as well. I was at my buddy JT's house. He's down in Southern Indiana, and just for his 4th of July party that Lincoln Munger put on just a big like in club super matches. I mean, there was 12 or 14 super matches, and we were all just dicking around, having a good time. And I was reffing. I wasn't pulling or anything. And one of my buddies, James, he was like, hey, you want to pull? I was like, yeah, we can. My right arm was healed enough at that point. Luckily, I had progressed super, super fast after my arm break, and I was out of my splint, and just in a compression sleeve. And I had been given, your set rules that you can do or not do, weight limits, yada, yada. And I asked my surgeon, I was like, can I pull left-handed just to like softly? And he's like, yeah, you're good. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I was there, and we were just kind of dicking around, and I had top rolled him a couple of times left-handed. And then I was like, he's probably worn out. So I was like, let's just, let's pin him a different way. So I just got into a press, and I have a really good left-handed press, or I did. And it's just, we were laughing, joking around, just messing about, and just like maybe 40-50%. I mean, we're not ego pulling at this point or really trying to prove a point or anything. And I mean, as soon as his hand touched the pad, my arm broke. And there was no noise, there was no snap, nothing. It just broke. And he had pulled me back across real fast. And he was like, "What happened?" I was like, "My fucking arm broke." And he was like, "No, it didn't." And I was like, "My arm is 100% broken." And I don't know. I still don't understand it.
Were you going, give me a percentage of how hard you were pulling.
40-50% tops.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Crazy. Holy shit.
I'm starting to think there's something more behind it, brother, with your own, something with the bones or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like I was surging. I was just like, bop, 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 just like fucking with him because he was worn out at that point. And my left-handed press was really strong. Like if I got behind my shoulder, you're fucked. And it was just, I'm just fucking around and it just snapped. And I like I said, it broke, but it didn't break like you would think. Like it just let go. And ironically enough, it broke in the exact same place, in the exact same way, and almost the exact same size break as my right arm.
That is just horrible, horrible, man. I'm sorry that you went through this, man. It's just, what a story, bro.
I want to come back to the arm break topic. I wonder, everyone is talking about the bad positions, the arm breaks. I wonder if the doctors have some kind of data on this. The people who come to them after breaking their arms, do they have some kind of bone density problem, or they're lacking in some kind of rigidity in their bones? Do we have any data like this? I know Zurab also break his arm, but that's kind of an exception, so to speak.
Do we have anything like that?
I mean, we do. I'm getting more of it myself. I mean, I was going to talk about it here later on.
So like a bone density scan or something, or what?
I'm sorry, you both talked at the same time.
Have you gotten like a bone density scan done or something? You said you kind of know about that, or what are you referring
to? As you can imagine, my surgeon was pretty surprised to see me the second time. And he had joked around with me after I broke my right arm. And he's like, "Hey, I know you arm wrestle both hands. You want to go ahead and put a steel plate in your left arm so we don't have to see each other again?" And I was like, "Nah, my arm's not going to break." 2 weeks later. And,
crazy.
he was like, "Hey man, something's definitely up. I'd like to do a couple of things." One of the things was, I don't know if he did it or not. I'm going to talk to him on the 26th and find out, but, he was supposed to take a bone fragment while he was in surgery for testing. He wants to do blood work and a DEXA scan for the bone density. And I don't know if you want to get into that right now or not, Paul, but I can talk about the medications and stuff now or later. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, bro. That's what we're here. We want to hear. We want to get educated on this. We want to know everything you're going through, bro.
Okay, so I'm 29 and I've gone 29 years without breaking a bone. I mean, I've always been a strength athlete. I mean, I played baseball, so I never really got the arm wrestling pains or anything in my right arm. I was a pitcher. Like I bench press 425. Like I'm a strong guy normally, and I've never been injured before, like big injuries, never had a surgery, never broke a bone, nothing. And then to break both of my arms and it literally in both of my humeruses in 29 days. And he was like, "Look, something's up. I'm going to take a look at your medications, this and that, blah, blah, blah." And the next time I saw him and I talked to my friend Andrew, he's a psychopath with knowledge with anything that has anything to do with the body. But essentially we started looking at medications, and one of my medications is an acid reflux medication, and it's called pantoprazole. It is a proton pump inhibitor. What that means is over time taking it, it changes your gut health and changes the way that you absorb nutrients. And little to my knowledge, it stops your body from absorbing calcium like worth a shit. So about 2 months prior to my first arm break, my doctor had doubled my dose of that medication. And I mean, I've been arm wrestling for 1.5 years, and then all of a sudden that medication changes and I snap both of my arms. So that's what we're looking into now. He wants me to continue those medications through the 26th so that I can get labs with that medication still in my system so that we can see like results instead of changing all the medications now and getting a completely different result. So once the 26th comes up, I'm pretty sure I'm getting my DEXA scan then, blood work, and talking to him again, obviously about both arms, but I'll have more information then. But there's a lot of medications that are like that. There's a lot of proton pump inhibitors. And I talked to Robert Kelly about it. I mean, just getting any and everyone to check their medications if they are on something, it's like, you never know, because I'm not a frail person. And I mean, I doubled the medication and now both of my arms are broke. It's like all I have been doing is sitting around because I can't go to PT because I'm not allowed to drive right now.
Okay.
They say I'm not allowed to drive, but physical therapy won't schedule any appointments with me until after the 26th. And then I start PT for both arms because I did one single physical therapy session on my right. And then I've been doing it all by myself at home, but it's been nothing but sitting at home doing nothing. And it is driving me insane.
That will change, bro, as soon as you start the PT. And then here's a hard question I got to ask, bro. How you wiping your ass right now?
So ironically, I was taking two peptides, BPC 157 and TB 500. I just want to fill in everybody at that. To all us arm wrestlers, these are some peptides you guys should know about. If you got any kind of injury or whatever, they're kind of like experimental, but they definitely do work. I did them both times on both of my surgeries. They speed things up. They speed the healing process up. It's spot injection right at the injury site. And they definitely do something. I definitely 100%.
did them both times, and I feel like they were speeding things up.
I broke both of my arms in a month, and I met you at Battlegrounds that Ben put on, and I've been arm wrestling for a while. I know I'm trained by people that are, they've been in the sport for decades, like Harold Owens, Mike Hitt, stuff like that, and changed the medications around. And 2 months later, I break both of my arms. So that's kind of why Paul had me on today, is to kind of get the alert out that some medications can mess with your bone density. And
what were the medications?
So the one medication that I was taking is called pantoprazole. It's a stomach acid reducer, and it's called a proton pump inhibitor. And over time, that your body stops absorbing calcium because of it. And my surgeon thinks that that's why both of my arms broke.
Yeah. Well,
Devon, have you heard of anything like this, man? Have you heard of anybody doing it to both arms at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who was that, and like how long ago was that?
Yeah, but I remember he broke his arm the one event, and then he went to the next one. He broke his other arm. Yeah, it happens. People break both their arms. It's pretty.
Yeah. I was in an event when I broke my right, but my left broke. I mean, just practicing with friends, and I'm talking, I was barely even going, and it just, like, when my left arm broke, my right arm, it snapped, and I mean, it was loud across the arena at Michigan State. But when my left arm broke, did not make a noise. Everybody was like, your arm's not broken. I'm like, I'm telling you, my arm is not together. So trying to look out for that and make sure that doesn't happen to other people.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, that's good for people to know.